Let's study how to control the side mount position and work on our transition to the mount. Okay? Side mount control is when you have that dominant position here, chest to chest, cross-side with your partner. Okay, from here we will do two different ways to control. Defende a montada. That will be one. That will be two. When we hold the side mount here, on the first one, we'll be trying to avoid that the person on the bottom recover the guard. Watch. I have chest to chest. I'll hook his shoulder and block the legs. My right hand is stopping him from... Entra o joelho por baixo. Pushing me back on his close guard. Now we are in an even position. I am starting on a dominant position, so I want to keep it. My left elbow close to the head, hook on the shoulder, grip on his back. Right hand posting on the mats, my knees are off the floor. So if he tries to recover the guard, he cannot do this. I'm blocking his knee. The reason why he's figuring 4 is to block my transition to the mount position. Here is how to get the mount. Shift your hips. You see my left knee is touching his belt, and I am making sure my right foot is posting so I have balance. Now I'll lean forward a little bit, making sure I don't fall back as I mount. My right hand that was posting will go on his knee. I'll grab the pants and push down. Quickly, I'll step over. As soon as I step over, I post, always leaning forward that way. And I'll have my both knees on the mats. And then I'll post my hands. I raise my knees to the height of his armpits, and I post here for balance. The second side mount control in the second technique is when we have chest to chest, and we want to avoid. Another very common escape is when the person on the bottom swims under and turns on his force. Here he would try a double leg or something like that. That's why this time I chose to have my left arm underneath his neck. Not this way because his head must be on the mat, but this way, behind the neck. There's always a space. The other arm underneath his elbow, hands together, shoulder on his jaw, head down. That gives me a very solid side mount control, but now let's work on how to mount. He's figuring 4. He has his knee on my ribs. He's trying to block my mount position. See the way I brought my knee on his belly? That will be the first step to accomplish the mount position when you have one arm behind the neck, the other one underneath the elbow. Hands together, side mount control. So I am on my toes, I raise my hips, knee in the belly. As soon as I have my knee on his belly, I want to post. He might try to use this hand, vai com a mão no meu joelho, to push. That's when I open my elbow. I will not allow him to block the mount position. And my right knee will go towards his armpit now. Then I open my foot. Then I post, and then I have the mount position. So let's learn those two techniques. Number one, chest to chest. I want to avoid that he brings me back on his legs. I post. I control his shoulder. I shift my legs. I push his knee down. I mount post, knees on his armpit. Good and solid mount position. Second technique. I want to avoid that he turns on his knees. My hand behind his neck. The other hand underneath his elbow. Hands together. Shoulder on his jaw. I'll raise my hip and knee in the belly. He wants to push my knee back. Open my elbow, post for balance. My right knee on his armpit. More balance. Open my foot. Should have a good and solid mount position.